Good morning, everybody. It's almost a quarter to 8 in the morning. It is Monday, March 13th, 2024. Remember, I'm a clairvoyant, clairaudient, so everything is for entertainment purposes only. The disclaimer's down in the box, along with the tip jar info and the buy me a coffee stuff. And yeah, there's a lot of crazy things going on. Sorry that this is just going to be like popped up ASAP, but I have things I have to accomplish today, and I don't know if I'm going to be around back at home to go online at 4:30 to chat with everybody in the stream, so I'm like, okay, it's just going up, and we'll most likely have an opportunity to chat on Wednesday. But a couple things that we have to get, do have to put up there is yes. Yesterday was Mother's Day, and I know a lot of people, I hope everyone had a nice day, whether or not you had a good mother, a bad mother, or whatever. But yesterday was also another gathering of people who go out, and we set a good example for the college kids on the various campuses. And we do use Elon's platform to send messages and coordinate things and to let people know, hey, our locations, so they can join us and hang with us while we're trying to instill some sense into these college kids. So in order to protect many other people that attend these events with me, I did have to put a block for certain people, because some of my friends that do attend and participate in these gatherings, I have to respect their privacy. And I don't know if any of these people that I've invited to come and chat next Sunday live in the Chicago area. So in order to protect the other people who go to these events where we try to talk sense into the college kids, in order to protect them, I did have to block a couple people temporarily. So if they go looking now, they're going to find that they're unblocked. It was done to protect some other people. And one thing that was so funny yesterday when I was on my way home, yeah, I used the ride share, and the guy's name was Vish. And so when I got in the car and everything, he goes, I'm like, oh, are you from India or Pakistan? And kind of like left it kind of loosey-goosey. He goes, oh, yeah, I'm from India. Turns out we had the most fantastic conversation going back, and we swapped stories and jokes about different people. And he's like, well, where were you at? And I told him. He goes, oh, those idiots. He goes, how do I find out about these? Because I would be more than happy to attend and then drive people home. And I told him who to watch on Elon's platform for the information. And we just had the best time, because we're about the same age, and we both were teenagers during the time when the Ayatollah Khomeini got into power. That's when he kicked out the Shah of Iran and created this Islamic Republic of Iran. Basically, the Ayatollah Khomeini was an extreme. He created his own extreme form of Islam, his warped ideology. And his warped ideology is what these college kids across the United States and through Europe are trying to ram down our throats. This warped ideology, I mean, first they want to get rid of all the Jews, then they're going to come after all the Christians. Do your homework on them. They are just nasty, nasty people. And because there are some of us who go on a regular basis to stand up to these little clowns and do try to educate them on the truth, we don't want to run the risk of having some internet follower coming and trying to get our attention off the job we want to do, what we're trying to do. So in order to protect the other people who go to these events, yeah, that's why I had to make sure you couldn't find us for the few hours. But now, hey, go ahead, you can see what's going on. You may not agree with all my politics. I mean, one thing that I'm laughing is that one of the guys from Saudi Arabia, yeah, he's a crown prince. It's Mohammed bin Salam. He was scheduled to take a trip to Pakistan. And basically, he gave Pakistan a double middle finger salute. Because Pakistan is Shia Muslim, so they align themselves with the Islamic Republic of Iran. The Saudis are Sunni. The Saudis, the Jordanians, the Egyptians, they're all Sunni Muslim. And they are just itching for somebody else to come in. And we know the Saudis are going to just take out Yemen. Because Yemen is, I mean, the driver yesterday, he and I, we were laughing about the Yemenites. I mean, those people, those men are totally whacked. And literally, they teach their young sons and men, the Yemenites cannot stand white women. And in their opinion, we're good for one thing and one thing only. And if we don't capitulate to what they want, they'll bury us up to our neck and stone our heads till it's a bloody pulp. That's the Yemenites. So Yemen needs to be basically carpet bombed along with Gaza. Yeah, I mean, this Gaza bullshit basically started back in 1950 something, when Egypt took control over the Suez Canal. I mean, it goes back to Anthony Eden, back in the 1950s, when it was England, France, and Israel got together to take back control of the Suez Canal from Nasser. So that's where all this Gaza stuff is coming back from. But you realize that the Gaza area of the Sinai Peninsula thing, they've always been Shiite Muslim. Egypt didn't want them in. Egypt, the Sunni Muslims in Egypt kind of just kept them pushed off to the side in their little enclave. And then after that situation, so Israel took control. After that altercation, Israel then had that territory and basically kept them in their own little place. Well, now these people have gotten too big for their britches. They don't like the fact that they're basically idiots. So they've been supported by the Ayatollah Khomeini's followers. I mean, yeah, he created his own warped sense of Islam. He created his own ideology. I mean, yeah, 79, he kicked out the Shah. Got the little college kids. Oh, he's going to be so fantastic. He's getting rid of the Shah of Iran, and he's going to turn this into a new, more religious modern country. Well, he turned the country back about 30 decades. And these kids don't realize, these kids protesting on the college campuses don't realize the extreme ideology. So it's up to people like me and others who grew up overseas, who actually saw some of the original protests in Tehran to tell these kids, knock it off, stop it. But hey, they're getting an easy paycheck from the Soros family. And something I saw kind of funny. Okay, my mom's side is Eastern European, so I kind of have an ear for the languages. There were some Eastern European dudes discreetly handing some cash to these college brats. So is the money that's Barry Soetoro and Biden sending over to Ukraine, is it getting bounced back to pay off these little brats that are upsetting all the college campuses? Yeah, something unusual. I noticed that, and somebody else that was there got pictures. So we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. I mean, I did get home in time yesterday too. I was able to listen to another friend of mine. She does a Sunday night podcast on another platform. And it is behind a paywall because she doesn't want to deal with the little troublemakers, constant interruptions. And a fact about people who are gifted with psychic ability. Most of us are unable to read for ourselves. I mean, we get a gut instinct that we should follow. But for anything more intense, we have to call up one of our other friends and tell them, hey, this is what's going on, this is what I'm getting, what's your opinion? And we go for it. And one of the guys that I talk with, he's extremely well known. But he'll call me up, he goes, hey, this is coming up, but I keep getting this, and this, and I'll tell him what my gut instinct opinion is. And last time I spoke to him, he goes, gosh, I talked to so-and-so, and she's basically said the same exact thing, the same wording as you. I go, well, hey, she lives in one section of the United States, I live in the Midwest, she's on the East Coast, and you're out in California. So there's no way we probably would ever. And he's like, yeah. He goes, let's just. So we don't read for ourselves. So when you make comments, oh, I should have known, I go, no, it doesn't work that way. So if I have a question or concern, I reach out to some of my friends. If they need confirmation, they reach out to me. So that's how it works. So, but yeah, my friend, she was on and she mentioned that there's going to be some exciting stuff happening. And that here in the States, we do need to keep our eyes and ears open. And you might want to set up your old VCRs for the month of October because there's going to be some really good commercials. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of commercials in order to persuade people to vote a certain way for the big job interview that takes place in November. So it's going to be like, yeah, these commercials are going to be better than the Super Bowl. And yes, the DNC convention that's going to happen here in Chicago in August. It's going to be more fireworks than the 4th of July. And it is going to make the 1968 convention look like a family picnic. So people are going, well, what about JoJo? Is he capable of this and that? I keep getting the hunch, keep your eyes on the obese J.B. Pritzker. Yeah, the guy was like he's a wannabe dictator. Yeah, he's the governor of Illinois. And if anybody noticed that during the lockdown for the alleged influenza, the dude actually gained weight, and they were saying that people who are obese have a higher risk of crossing the bridge. Well, then why in hell didn't he set a good example and lose several pounds? Instead, he went up a few suit sizes. So, just by that example of the guy who's obese gaining more weight when he should have been losing weight is proof enough that he's a lying tub of lard. And what's ironic is that he owns Hyatt hotels, so we have to boycott all Hyatt properties. And he also, under his family, the Pritzker family, underwrites the Illinois Holocaust Museum. But rumor has it, he's providing housing at his hotel chain for some of these organizers on the college campuses. Kind of whacked, isn't it? Here, a guy who claims to be a good Jewish boy is assisting the pro-Palestinian riot organizers. Yeah, it's people are going to be requesting anybody who has any stock shares in any of the Pritzker family holdings does need to start demanding for an extreme forensic audit. Definitely. Now, hate to cut this short, but I've got to get going. I'm looking forward to Sunday. It's going to be 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. So, yeah, I have the list of the people I would love to see face to face. You're not? Yeah, you got upset because you couldn't see where we were at with the anti-pro-Palestinian stuff. Yeah, we were the pro-Israel people, and we do have to protect ourselves. So yeah, so I did block it for a while, so you couldn't send somebody to cause problems for us, which would have really made a mess of things. So, to protect our safety and privacy because we're pro-Israel, that's why. But hey, you're back able to see what's going on now. Because until you've proven that you don't have, until we know where you live and stuff, I do have to protect my friends who are pro-Israel. It's just a safety issue. A lot of things. And you have to think of that, especially in today's world. Safety. You have to remember that but it's, if you know what you're doing, you can find out, but it's, hey folks, you have to be careful. And I was protecting my friends. So yeah, today's Monday. This is going straight up. So Wednesday, yeah, I'll make sure that I'm able to be online in the afternoon to chat with everybody. So have a good one, and looking forward to next Sunday. And let's see how the week goes. And oh yes, I didn't mention, yeah, I'm doing the monetized stuff. It will be to go and assist people who live with reflex sympathetic dystrophy. Some governments call it complex regional pain syndrome. The acronym is RSD CRPS. So go ahead and do a basic internet search on it. And a lot of the many veterans that you do see holding up a cardboard sign, some of them did go through the blunt force trauma and are undiagnosed. They're living with RSD, but they have not been formally diagnosed. And so they are self-medicating with illegal substances or alcohol. But if they did get the correct diagnosis, they would be able to do some rehab on their addictions and go back to being, you wouldn't even know it unless they told you. Get them back on a path to living a more comfortable life. So RSD, CRPS, just throw it into a search engine, read up on it. That's what I'm going to help with. And I'll keep you posted on how things are going. So thank you. Thank you for subscribing. And Wednesday there'll be another video up for everyone. Bye-bye.